All right, put your hands together for the CSL Dallas music team. Aren't they wonderful? And we want to welcome you, no matter where you are in the world, to community here with us today. And as a reminder, every day is a day for transformation, spiritual deepening, and heart connection, no matter what's going on. And every day we learn and practice something important that makes a difference. We're welcoming back our favorite Dr. Petra Weldis, and we're going to learn to emerge with equilibrium. So join me by putting your hands together and welcoming the CSL Dallas music team.
You know what to do. Here we go. The heart of the world beats in me now. The light of the world shines through me. The song of the world sings through me now. I am the heart of the world. I am the heart of the world. The heart of the world beats in me now. The light of the world shines through me. The song of the world sings through me now. I am the heart of the world. I am the heart of the world. The love of the world flows through me now. The hope of the world is in me. The song of the world sings through me now. I am the heart of the world. I am the heart of the world. Take it up. Here we go. The heart of the world beats in me now. The light of the world shines through me. The song of the world sings through me now. I am the heart of the world. I am the heart. I am the heart of the. I am the heart. I am the heart of the. I am the heart. I am the heart of the world. Last one. I am the heart of the world.
Good morning, CSL Dallas. Can you hear me? Hear me, hear me. I am the PA today. My name is Joe Tinker. I am your platform assistant today. Glad to be with you here in the sanctuary. Glad to be with you online, wherever you are. We are so glad you are with us today at CSL Dallas. We have a purpose statement. It binds us together and it puts us in a common path moving forward. Let's say our affirmation together this morning. We are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, transforming lives. And so it is. Thank you so much. So great to be with you here today. I want to tell you about some things coming up. First of all, we have a Science of Mind course starting this Thursday. This is a Science of Mind course. Now listen up. This is going to have people, principle, practices, and a practitioner in charge that you will remember the rest of your life. It will impact the rest of your life. This course is Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. You turn your old stories into new possibilities. Be a change agent for your own life. Learn how to set yourself up for success by embedding spiritual principles and practices into your life. Develop self-awareness. Using spiritual practices, you gain the power to manifest the life you desire with ease and with grace. Everybody take some more ease and grace in life today? Yeah, can use some more of that. And best of all, taught by practitioner Sherry Wood, who is back from her international travel. Sherry's in the sanctuary this morning. So happy for that. And this is an essential foundational course. So as you move forward and you grow in your activities within CSL Dallas, you begin volunteering on teams, and you take team leadership seriously, and you begin to be an integral part of the success of CSL Dallas. And these foundational courses are prerequisites for many things to come on your path going forward at CSL Dallas. So sign up, visit online at csldallas.org for the essential foundational course, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. This is offered online and in person too. Darren Babcock. Did I say it right? Darren? Daron? Anyone know difference? D-A-R-O-N. Darren. We'll say Darren. Darren Babcock, though, is the executive director of Bonton Farms, and he beautifully said, investing in the soil yields healthy plants. Investing in the soul yields healthy people. CSL Dallas is honored to support Darren and Bonton Farms in continuing its mission of revitalizing our Dallas community, one plant and one person at a time. Swing on down to Bonton's Extension Farm this coming Saturday and gather with us for a morning of community service, farm chores, and gardening. Children 10 years and older are welcome to join in, and you can invite your friends. What a great way to introduce them to CSL Dallas and some of our activities. Find out about more online. Now, what questions do you have about Science of Mind? What does it mean? What is it? What more do you want to know about what we teach? Well, led by Dr. Petra, you can receive a free 1-hour introduction to our philosophies and our practices, as well as ideas how to further your own spiritual journey. And this is do that with Dr. Petra at our Science of Mind 101 event. Bring your curiosity, bring your seeker self, and get a powerful path of positive, practical spirituality. You'll need to RSVP to attend in person June 4th or online June 5th. And now, very excited to announce that for the month of May, we're saluting one of our virtual rock stars and everyday heroes. A virtual rock star who's an everyday hero is Bobby Smith. Say thank you to Bobby Smith. Bobby lives in Virginia. Bobby lives in Virginia and is an online member of our community. She's exhibited a profound dedication to the study and application of Science of Mind, taking countless courses at CSL Dallas and at CSLs across the country. And now, anytime we have an online event at CSL Dallas, a workshop, a circle, or a class, Bobby is willing to help. She helps in a much needed tech assistant role. Yeah. Takes a lot of tech to make those online classes happen, and she's making it happen. She ensures the smooth online experience for everyone that attends online. She's an active member of our editing team, and she provides expertise for the monthly home study guides that we all use. Bobby takes online volunteering support to another level. She's a true sacred service hero, and she's online all the time. Thank you, Bobby. We see you. Now, whether you're joining us for the first time or you've come many times, you're online or you're on campus here with us today, we would love for you to stay in touch. We would love to stay in touch with you. Stay in the know by following us on social media. Please leave us a Google review. Sign up for our weekly newsletter and inspirational texts. You can do that with the information that's in the chat box, the Connect card from the chat online, or there's a welcome table on campus across the breezeway. You can pick that information up there, fill out the card, and get inspirational texts and emails throughout the week. And find out more about everything that's happening at CSL Dallas, the place you want to be. Now, let's all settle and center ourselves with this morning's music and our practitioner as we go within.
you forget.
Take a moment with me and go within to remember. Take this moment to pause this still point. I will remember, you will remember, we will remember what is at source. What is that first cause? What is that inspiration? What is at our core when we remember? There is a love present. There is a presence of spirit when we remember. When I see, when you see, and when we see each other, it is present. The living spirit that is love is present. And so today we always remember in gatherings and with each other and in community and within our own selves right here, right now, that the love of Spirit moves in and through and as each one of us. It is in that recognition and that remembering, in that breath as we breathe this day, that we remember all is love, all is one, all is good. And together we affirm this by saying, and so it is.
When I forget, will you remember for me? When I forget, will you remember for me? Help me see what you see. When I forget, when you forget, I will remember for you. When you forget, I will remember for you. I will see what you can't see. When you forget, I will remember. When you forget, I will remember. When you forget, I will remember. When you forget. All right, time to put your back in it. Get up. Clap your hands, somebody. Move your feet, somebody. Sing your song, somebody. Like here, we have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love show. We are family, we're sisters and brothers, and we carry this love everywhere that we go. Whoa, say, whoa, whoa. show. We are family, we're sisters and brothers, and we carry this love everywhere that we go. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love everywhere that we go. Whoa, say whoa, oh yeah, whoa, whoa, to the top. We have come here to love one another. We have come here to let our love show. We are family, we're sisters and brothers, and we carry this love everywhere. We carry this love, carry this love. We carry this love, oh yeah. We carry this love. We carry this love everywhere that we say it again. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love. We carry this love everywhere. Say it again. Ha! We carry this love everywhere that we go. We carry this love everywhere that we go. We carry this love everywhere that we go. Here we go. We carry this love everywhere that we go. That's right. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, would you show some mad love for Deirdre, Denise, and for her first time here with us today, Shar, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! Okay.
Yeah, we're at
Okay. And just hold on. Because we're gonna let them loose. That's all I got to. Ladies and gentlemen, Brad Williams on piano. Yeah! Jonathan Fisher on the bass. Yeah! And Mad Matt Thompson back there on the drums. What song am I singing? That's right. Yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Aha! Here we go. Never be afraid to love. Never be afraid to just be. Cast away the chains of doubt. Have the courage to be free. Don't cloud your eyes with others' lies. See only what you want to see. Duplicate this simple truth. Have the courage to be free. Open your eyes, you can fly. Open your eyes, you can fly. You can fly. You can fly. Never be afraid to love. Never be afraid to just be. You gotta cast away the chains of doubt and have the courage to be free. Don't cloud your eyes with others' lies. See only what you want to see. Just duplicate this simple truth and have the courage to be free. Open your eyes, you can fly. Open your eyes, oh, Thank you very much.
And that is the uncomparable, incomparable Candy Williams. Woo-hoo! Okay, well, you can all go home now. Holy moly, that was like fabulous psychic bath. Yes, right, uplifting in heart, mind, and body. Holy moly. Phew. Breathe. Also, I have not been here, so I have not seen this spectacular, beautiful altar, our beautiful decorations. Thank you to our sacred space, to Terry, Leah, and Scott. Holy moly. I just think they're amazing. I want to say thank you to Dr. Tracy Brown for being with you for 3 weeks. Yeah, I knew you were in good hands. So super, super, super grateful for that, and enormously grateful to our staff, Brianna, Ryan, Carmen, and Lauren, who have been just a phenomenal, really, really, really amazing. So yeah, whew, wow. And it was a long, fabulous, wonderful trip. Shepherding around 24 people. It was very interesting, but very fabulous. And Karen's maiden voyage as the owner of Spirit Tours. Yes, very exciting. And we had an opportunity, a really deep and just lovely opportunity with Jim Kramer, who was the previous owner, came with us to help us with our first tour, make sure she didn't make any really big mistakes, and we didn't, decide things that weren't going to work. And just had a lovely opportunity for him also to feel his feelings about that, right? To have some grief about letting it go. On the other side of the excitement of taking it up. And so often, we don't allow ourselves to have our feelings around things, right? We think, oh, everything's always got to be good and always got to be positive and it's always got to be fabulous and wonderful. And and when Jim said he wanted to sell the business, that felt like a relief. He'd been doing it for 20 years. He's got 5 grandchildren, which they're now doing a lot of grandma and grandpa time with. And he said, well, intellectually, I was all excited until I got to Ireland and we were doing the ceremonies around the well, and he just had a moment. Yeah. And how many of us allow ourselves to have those moments, right? Moments of grief, moments of depression, moments of anxiety. I can't tell you how many people I have heard say, oh, I haven't been coming for a while because, my life wasn't working very well and I didn't want anybody to know. I thought like I always had to be here with a smile on my face. No, you come so we can help you find your smile again if you're ready. Yes. Otherwise, we're a safe place for each other, yes. Right? Yeah. A safe place to go, my life sucks right now. And I know eventually it's going to be okay, but right now it's hard or difficult, right? There's so many times when we don't give ourselves the room and the space. Oh, let me just speak for myself. Our topic for today is emerge with equilibrium. And part of our equilibrium is to be able to deal with and move with and to be with the wholeness of who we are. And that includes our humanness. While our humanness is not the truth of our being, it is certainly the truth of our experience. And as so many of us have traveled challenging roads, right, one of the things that we've really seen in the last few years is how much people who are, let me say, who look like they have everything together, have been willing to talk about mental health challenges, depression, anxiety, stress. Think about Simone Biles and different people like that, different celebrities and people who are willing to say, yeah, it's not always great. I said this a while ago, and I'm going to remind you again, this comes out of the recovery work through AA. We make the mistake of comparing our insides with other people's outsides. And their outsides look pretty good, don't they? Yeah, they look like they're shut together. And we're not so much in here, right? And we compare how it's going in here with how it looks out there. Yeah. And we forget that we have all had times and moments and seasons, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about mental health, right? Because this is our theme for the month, health, both physical and mental. If we are whole beings, right? If we're whole beings, that means we're body, emotion, mind, and spirit. All of it is a oneness. It's a wholeness. And our body, mind, and emotions are the ways in which we express and experience being human. And the spirit of who we are is the deep, essential truth of life as us. And these two things are simultaneously true. Mental health is a term used to describe psychological, social, and emotional well-being, right? So it includes all of those other things besides physical health. And it's influencing people's ability to be productive, to make decisions, and achieve overall happiness. So if we don't feel well-being in our psychological or social or emotional aspects of our life, it is very difficult, as you probably have experienced at some point in your life. It's very difficult to manage and navigate. Our mental health, it affects how we act, how we think, and how we feel. And remember that in the science of mind, one of the things that we continually try to remember is that we have these things. We have thoughts and feelings and behaviors, but they aren't who we are. When our mental health is not well, when we do not have well-being in our mental health, we tend to conflate who we are with how we feel. Who we are with what we think or how we act, which, as you probably well know, certainly I've experienced in my own life, simply exacerbates the downward spiral. Which is why we use our spirituality to help develop or recenter our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Poor mental health includes anxiety, depression, panic, fear, catastrophizing, and an inability to cope. We're not talking about clinical mental illness and diagnoses that come with that, right? We're also not talking about clinical depression or ADHD that comes with the need for support for our brain, right? But these are those parts of us, our well-being, that is, well, let me just speak for myself. I've had every one of these. Every one of these. When I was 19, I started having panic attacks. The problem is I had never heard of a panic attack, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know anything about it. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die virtually every night. I would get up in the middle of the night, and the only thing I could think to do was to pace in front of my house, although I was terrified to be outside in the dark. So I would pace in front of my neighbor's house, in front of my house, and the house next door, and I would just pace back and forth. And I thought I was going to die. I had all those panic symptoms. I've been suicidally depressed. I ended up in the hospital because of it. When I moved to Dallas, I was depressed for 5 years and had to find my way through that. I've had enormous anxiety as a single parent, trying to figure out how to do ministry and family, and my son had every his growing up, he had every physical challenge that you can imagine of a child. He was developmentally slow in his eyes, his gross motor skills, his fine motor skills, his ability to manage life. It was terrifying. I kept thinking he's going to grow into himself. I've had moments of debilitating fear, and I can catastrophize with the best of them. There are few too few people in the sanctuary, and literally within 5 minutes, I'm a bag lady. Right? Boom, right down. Well, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and oh my God, and oh my God, and oh my God. Oh, how am I going to survive? Right? And wondering how we get through it. Every one of us have moments. Some long, some short. Some are a few days, a few weeks. Some are months, some are years. And we have to stop being afraid of this. What we want to do is learn not to identify with it, but to recognize that just like we have a body and we have thoughts and we have feelings, we can have these experiences, but they aren't who we are. The single most important thing that I learned in coping and learning and working through all of these things is to disidentify with them. To stop calling myself a person who panics, but to recognize that I have moments of panic. Do you see the difference? The difference between I am depressed and I feel depression, having a bout of depression. Do you see the difference? To disidentify with these human experiences, which are very real, gives us that little tiny bit of distance, right? It's exactly the spiritual skill that we learn in meditation, to be the observer. Not an observer who judges or is critical. I have plenty of that going on in my brain, thanks to my parents and how I was raised. But the observer who can notice that we can have those things, and then to be able to reflect, well, who's observing? Who's that? Right? That's the spiritual truth of who we are. And so, one of the things I want to say is that it's okay. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Let me rephrase that. I want you to stop needing permission to have whatever experience you're having. Right? Stop needing it for other people to make it okay, but for you to make it okay. And then also, I have to ask myself, where do I fall on how I'm responding? Am I allowing it to take me out? Or am I determined to push myself through it? Yeah. And sometimes I need to do exactly the opposite of what it is I normally do. It starts with breathing. It starts with breathing, right? It starts with that centering breath that allows us to become present, to become present in the moment, to acknowledge what's going on, to see it, become aware of it, and to then be able to notice that there is someone here who can say, breathe, and who can see what's going on. I love this from Glenn Close. What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversation. And so when we can breathe, right, then we can find our confidant, our practitioner, our professionally licensed practitioner, someone in our Sangha, someone in our home study group, someone that we can trust who will not jump in the hole with us, but will hold that container in which we can speak, feel, notice, observe, right? And have those unashamed conversations, bringing light to it. It's so important, right? It's one of the reasons why we're in community together, so we can hold each other's hands, not just celebrate when life is great. We love doing that. But to also be there for each other when the going is tough and life is challenging. And sometimes when I sit with someone who's in that kind of position, all I do is breathe. And I notice that when I breathe, the other person starts breathing. And when they breathe, space is made, an opening for the feeling to emerge, or the thing to be shared, or ultimately a new thought to grow. If someone is good mental health, it does not mean that they are happy all the time. It means they have the tools and the mindset to see them through the hard times. This comes from Berkeley's Wellbeing Institute. I think this is the thing we forget. I think we think we're going to be spiritual people, we're going to start getting our spiritual act together, it's going to be a long, steady uphill climb into nirvana. And we think that if something goes wrong, we're not doing it right, or there's something wrong with us. No, it means life is fully in session. That's what it means, right? It means you're not just on autopilot in status quo. It means life is fully in session. And whatever session you happen to be in, whatever time period of your life, whatever season of life that we're in, right? In that season, life is fully in session. And well-being in the mental health realm means that we not only have tools and a mindset to see ourselves through it, we actually use those tools. Well, that's right. We have to remember, which is why we have community and we have places to go where we can remember them. But then ultimately, we have to actually use the tools ourselves and continually work with our own mindset around it. And so the biggest thing for me, I had to learn not to be afraid of the seasons. And to recognize that actually I do have tools. And if I don't have tools, I have a whole boatload of people on speed dial that I can call. Can you remember for me? I've forgotten. Can you remember for me? I've forgotten. I need you to hold the truth because right now I can't see it. Right? That's a tool. That's a tool we have, and it's a mindset that we have. And if I'm willing to reach out and to invite somebody to hold truth for me, my only job is not to resist it. And sometimes we get a great deal of satisfaction out of our dis-ease, our inability to have well-being. At least I have. I don't have to be responsible. I don't have to do it. I can just use it as a way of saying, yeah, well, it's just too hard. And sometimes it is. But then there's a point we have to ask ourselves, when has it become an excuse? Or when are we in resistance to our good? Which might be doing the hard work of using our tools and working with our mindset. For me, over and over and over again, it starts with breathing, right? Because the breath takes us into our bodies. We've learned how to breathe shallowly because that's how we control our pain. That's how we lock ourselves down. And that's how we keep ourselves, one, from allowing the feelings to rise so that they can, in fact, be released. But it's also how we pretend that we have control. Right? And so breathing opens that, and it deepens us. We breathe all the way into our power centers, and it allows us to access something more, and it requires us to relax and to open. I love this statement from Molly Bayer. Positive vibes only isn't a thing isn't a thing, period. Humans have a wide range of emotions, and that's okay. It is. Not only is it okay, but the emotions are there for a reason, right? It's not like the universe said, okay, love and joy and peace and happiness, these are the only emotions that you should have. If you have anything else, there's something wrong with you. We are designed with other emotions. We have decided that they're negative, and we've decided that they're negative because they don't feel good. And yet, there's something really valuable and important about them. They're teaching us something, showing us something, telling us something. They're allowing us to experience and to express something. And so this idea that we can always only have a positive attitude or can always only be around positive people or only, God, I'm just not going to go there, means that we've shut off half of our life. What we don't want to do is flatline, right? You understand that if we're not willing to really burrow into our grief or our fear, we're actually truncating our joy. Right? Khalil Gibran says, the height of our joy is measured by the depth of our sorrow. So we want to feel the feelings and we want to be present to them. Now, everything that I'm saying today should be in conjunction with any medication that you're taking, any doctors that you're working with, and any therapy that you're doing. Right? This is not to say, oh, well, if you were really spiritual, you wouldn't need any of those things. Yeah, okay, just BS. Can we just call that BS? If we are spirit, soul, and body, if we are spirit, mind, emotions, and body, all of them need the help and support and work, right? I mean, you could actually live on a nothing but sugar diet, but you'd be spending all of your mental and spiritual coin having that be healthy, that you would have no mental and spiritual coin left over for anything else. So for God's sakes, eat healthy. Then you have your mental and spiritual coin left over for things that you really want to manifest. So all of it works in conjunction with each other. Our spiritual work works in conjunction with the emotional and mental work that we're doing in therapy, that we're doing with energetic healing, and whatever work we're doing physically, whether it is alternative medicine or allopathic medicine or whatever combination, right? Super important. There's nothing wrong with it. Feel the feelings. Most of my experience in my own life and my observation of others is that I have been unwilling to recognize that I am here to experience and express life. All of life. All of life. Experience and express it. All of life. So that means anger. I think for women, particularly in spirituality, we become allergic to anger and we think anger is inappropriate. Anger is different than being triggered with an automatic reaction. Anger is actually the other side of connection. Anger is the feeling that we feel when somebody has violated our boundaries or an injustice has been done. We have anger because it is showing us and telling us something important. When connection has been severed or damaged through betrayal or other kinds of really impactful abuse, anger is the appropriate response because it is the other side of our deep desire for connection. And rather than pretending that we're not angry, I learned it from my mother. We suck it up, we're nice, we smile, then I slapped spirituality on top of it. And when I start pounding my fist in a spiritual mind treatment, everybody backs off. Wow, you're pretty passionate. No, I'm angry. And it's scary to people. We're scared of it ourselves, but it is the other side of connection, right? And so to allow hot, clean anger is to allow our passion to arise, which then allows us to feel that connection when we aren't angry and we do feel that engagement, that we belong in our lives, that we are connected, that we don't feel alienated and isolated, or that we haven't been marginalized or betrayed in some way. Do you know that they've studied with kids, they feel their feelings for 90 seconds. 90 seconds if they're under 3 years old. 90 seconds. Hot. Throw themselves on the ground, beat on with, arms and legs. Rah! And then, right? They go play. Or they get a hug. I just want a hug. Okay, I'm done now. Right? Aria has actually said that to me one day. She had this massive meltdown. I just let her be there. I said, I'm right here if you need anything. I'll totally get why you're having a meltdown. Okay, I'm good now. Literally said those words. Why? Because she didn't then get hooked on the story about it. What causes that hot anger to then fester is the story that we tell about it. So if we've talked about our anger more than 3 times to somebody, we are now in the story. Yeah. Feel the feeling. So we have Damn It Doll at home. It's a Damn It Doll. You can get it down at the Bishop Arts District and a couple other places. We've seen it, I don't know, somewhere in Maine in some little shop. It's a Damn It Doll. It's a little doll, looks like a little person. Bam, 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 bam on the bed. It's fabulous. You can be as angry as you want. Why? Because you're not being angry inappropriately at someone. You're not doing damage, but expressing and experiencing the feeling. Do you see? You can't get to what's behind it until the feeling has been expressed, not at someone, but released so that we can know what's behind it. Grief, oh man. Grief is the other side of love. If we didn't love, we wouldn't grieve. And we are terrified of grief. I got to see my sister in Bristol for a couple days after our trip to Ireland and Scotland, and my sister and I really haven't had any relationship since I was 14. I've seen her 5 times in that time period. She lives obviously in England and moved out there 15, 20 years ago. So we've had to find our way back together again as adults. And we were telling stories about our childhood. And she was showing me things she'd gotten from my dad before my dad passed away. You know, old pocket watches from the 1800s and I don't know what all. And I noticed that I was getting stirred. And I was like, how come you have them and I don't? Where did you get them? And I had to okay, back down. Right, okay, what's going on? And I had to go away and I had to sleep on it. And then I had to go the next day and I had to say to her, wow, I am really stirred up. And the tears just came. I've been so estranged from my family. I'm the invisible daughter. Even though my mom and my stepfather lived just 30 minutes away, all the people in her church didn't know I existed. They didn't even know that they had a daughter here in Texas, because my lifestyle and my spiritual choices didn't align with my mother. My stepfathers didn't align with my mother. So I was invisible for 40 years. So I have a whole new level of grief around that. My parents are both dead. And I've spent a lot of time muscling through that because I had a child to raise and a powerful ministry and all of that good work. But when the grief comes, there's only one thing to do with it. Feel it. Just feel it. I already know all the reasons why I have it. I've done plenty of therapy. You probably have too. But shunting it aside and saying there's something wrong with it does not help. We let the feelings up and out. Melancholy is the other side of bliss. We cannot be in bliss all the time, or it would become the status quo. Melancholy, depression, these are the other sides of those highs and bliss. And this is why we sing the blues. Haven't you ever just put on a great blues record, Bonnie Raitt or somebody like that, and just wailed away at it? We had a fabulous woman come, and she's a living treasure in Ireland, and she came and spent a couple of hours with us, and it was all about Irish music and the Irish language and the depth of it, and it was fabulous and it was wonderful. But she said something that I've intuitively known that I've never heard anybody say out loud. And she was going to talk about this, these songs, and something sparked in her, and she was going to sing a song, and she said, yeah, this is a bitter song. This is a bitter song, a woman singing about whatever. And she stopped. And she said almost to herself, yeah, some songs are meant to be sung. They're not meant to be listened to. Yeah. And so she went on to sing something else. Oh my God. And I thought, oh my God, right? Some songs are meant to be sung. That's why we sing the blues, or we sing those songs that allow the feeling to pour out, right? Whatever it takes to get the feeling up and out. It's like a wave, up and out. How many of us don't listen to our desire for quiet and rest because we are busy? Okay, might just be talking to myself. It's all right. Right? There's a reason why you desire quiet and rest. Your system needs it. And we think we're slacking off or being lazy, particularly those of us who are good, doers. You will never become a couch potato, I promise you. I'll never forget a therapist saying that to me, so stop worrying about it. Could you just give yourself a break? But I'll become irresponsible and I'll just be have bonbons on my couch. Yeah, no. She was like, no, that will never happen to you. Of course, those of us who do nothing but lay in bed and want to eat bonbons, right? Our job is to kind of go, okay, that's kind of enough of that. Let's move forward. Let's move on. And we need time for breaks. Our culture does not allow for the fact that we are not machines. And so you have to do that for yourself. That's part of mental health, mental well-being. And the biggest thing is I had to really make friends with the feeling of being different.
Yes, wired differently.
Wired differently, see things differently, like things that are different, have a different sensibility, a little bit outside of the box, a little not normal, a lot outside the box, a lot not normal. Oh my God, and we spend so much time trying to be that. Do you know that in a bell curve of 100 people, you know what a bell curve is, right? 10%, 10%, everybody else on the bell curve. Do you know that in the middle, what's the actual middle? There's nobody there. Because the 50, right, and then 51 to 100, actually at the top of the bell curve, which would be normal, there is nobody there. There's no such thing. And so our feelings of isolation and alienation, and our feelings of we don't belong, and our feelings of there's just something a little bit wrong with us, right? All of that is a misunderstanding of the truth of our being, that we are here to express uniquely as ourselves and to feel the feeling of being different and then to make it okay, right? Make it okay that we're angry. Make it okay that we're grieving. Make it okay that we have a moment or a week or a month or a year of melancholy. Make these things a part of our lives, because that's the well-being of our lives. And breathe. I love this from Dan Millman, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, right? You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. Right? You are not going to, and I would say you don't have to control your feelings. You just have to stop letting your feelings control you. Just because you have a thought or a feeling inside here does not make it true. I'm going to say that again. Just because you have a thought or a feeling does not make it true. It's just like the internet. Just because you read it out there doesn't make it true, right? But we think it, and so we give it like the power of, God. I thought it. Oh, but I'm having this feeling. This feeling. Doesn't make it true. And to stop letting them control us doesn't mean we're trying to control our feelings. Do you see? We have to let them up and out. The question is, are we then allowing it to control us? So, our spiritual tools, you know them all. So we're going to go through them very quickly because we've already run out of time. Every day. You want to get out of depression? Start a gratitude journal. It will, guaranteed, many research studies have shown. You want to change your outlook from depression, move out of a long-term, that's really get you down, start with gratitude. We have to build our trust in the universe. That is the seed of our fear and anxiety. Take classes, be in a Sangha, read books, go to a practitioner. Our fear and anxiety is our inability to trust the universe. Believe me, I'm speaking from years of experience. Our affirmations are a powerful, positive force that help us to remember that the thoughts and feelings that we're having, we are not going to allow them to control us. We use our affirmations to then decide how we are going to feel, how we are going to think, how we are going to act in the world. Meditation is a powerful practice. It gives us so many skills in developing our mental and spiritual well-being. Catastrophizing, the antidote to catastrophizing, be here now in the moment. Are you okay right now, right this very second? Do you have enough air to breathe? Do you have a chair to sit on? Right? Are you okay at home? Okay. Right? Catastrophizing is being in the future or in the past. We're letting the past imply what's going to happen in our future. And finally, to really work with our larger spiritual belief. Carl Jung says, all therapy and psychoanalysis is useless without the spiritual turn. That spiritual turn is the recognition that there is a spiritual truth that's deeper than our human experience. So I'm going to close with this fabulous quote from Ernest Holmes. And I'm going to pull it up here so I can actually read it. So this, I love this quote. We're going to close with this. Everything that exists is an expression of life, and that is why you are here. There is an inner something in us that belongs to the universe, and we have to get rid of all that inhibits it, every sense of rejection and guilt and insecurity and anxiety. This security is this security of knowing that we have this within us, that we belong to the universe. This security is the kind that not only warms the heart and makes glad the mind, but also feeds the soul. So our spiritual work is not to deny our human experience. It is to give us everything that we need to feel our feelings, to be present to what is, and to find the tools and the mindset to cope with it. So we're having a body talk about chronic pain and chronic physical illnesses. Joe's going to tell you about it in a minute. In July, we're having a Friday night, all day Saturday, and a Sunday afternoon addressing these very topics in a much more deeper way. And we're really going to go through some of these tools and this mindset. So watch for it when we start putting it out there. Come when it's great. Come when it's not great. We'll be here together for each other.
Petra, I'd like to ask our greeters to come forward with our offering baskets, please. This is the time in our celebration today when we invite you to give generously to support the good work and the wonderful the expression that we are at CSL Dallas. We do this together, and that is the way we move forward. That your gift, as you give, it enters into the law of circulation. It multiplies that gift to you and to so many others. Let's begin by affirming our abundance together. Here we go. I am prosperous in all things, as I allow the divine nature of spirit to flow through me and to take form in my world. Infinite creativeness flows through CSL Dallas. We move forward joyously, accepting our perfect abundance and empowering our center, our community, and our world. And so it is. Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. There are many ways to give. There's text giving, Venmo, PayPal, auto tithing, or you can use our baskets that are being passed around right now. Pick the option that works best for you. Now, a couple things to let you know before we finish up today. Restarting in June, meditation, mindfulness, and manifestation will be available online again. So every Wednesday night, drop into our group meditation where we deepen our spiritual practice and raise our consciousness through engaging discussion. This event is a great way to reduce stress, connect with the community, and receive some great midweek inspiration. It's online via Zoom and YouTube. That will be from 5 to 5:45 p.m. or in person at the usual time. That's 7 to 8:30 p.m. And our Journey to Awakening program is just around the corner, and we're ready to have hosts to lead the study groups and members to join those study groups. Spiritual work is so much richer when we do it together. During this 6-week home study group, you'll get to circulate in a safe and empowering circle that supports you in answering the call of your soul ever more deeply. You can sign up by filling out the online form in the chat box, or you can sign up at the table across the way in the breezeway right after the celebration. And now there are 2 events that are happening today. Alongside Dr. Petra and CSL Dallas practitioners Sherry Wood and Christine Volkmer and Jim Barong, you'll be guided through your own healing experience at Body Talk, a sacred space designed for overcoming chronic pain or ongoing health challenges. Your healing is part of your soul's journey. And this time spent in sacred contemplation, deep exploration, and spiritual treatment will assist you along that path. That's today from 1 to 4 in Meditation Hall. Also today at 1 o'clock, if you're brand new to CSL Dallas, you can attend our CSL Dallas 101, See a snapshot of opportunities and possibilities for you in our spiritual community. We have opportunities to build friendships, there's sacred service, ongoing events, educational classes, being love in action, and leadership. CSL Dallas is full of ways to fill your cup and overflow it with growth and consciousness. Attend this 1-hour overview and find the place where you belong. Now, every Sunday, you can receive direct spiritual support from one of our licensed practitioner coaches. These sessions are free, and they take place in person here on campus and online after the celebration. If you're on campus, go across the breezeway and head to the Peace Room. Someone will direct you from there. And for those of you online, a link is being posted in the chat for you to join via Zoom. So thank you, everyone. Now, let's close our time together once again with our amazing music team.